for this?
Should have expected this.
You listened to the radio this morning, they're milking it for all it's worth.
Poor Cruz.
Listen, if the reporters call, and they will, make sure that what you tell them matches what you said in your statement, okay?
No, I just better not say anything. I have told so many lies, I don't even know what the truth is anymore.
The truth is what gets us out of this mess. Leave it to me, I'll protect you.
No, it is up to the judge now.
As a matter of fact, I scheduled a meeting with the Honorable Judge Wiley today.
Do you think she really will be sympathetic?
Sure she will. Between Julie and I, we'll knock down the charges to a misdemeanor.
Oh, what does that mean?
It means a slap on the wrist.
I just wish this was over.
This is going to be the end to it. But remember, when you're in front of the judge, whatever you do, don't show her any doubt. You didn't see Eden.
No, I didn't.
You didn't know you hit anyone.
No, I didn't. You're the one who knew.
Listen. Dress demurely, okay? Act regretful. And above all, remember that you're innocent.
I am innocent. Why don't I feel innocent?
Pretend to. You're beautiful. You can make people believe anything you want.
I feel like maybe I really should go to jail. Why?
That's because you think you should be punished for cheating on
Well,
Cruz.
maybe I should be.
That kind of thinking does us no good at all. Just stick to the story that we made up, okay?
Well, the truth doesn't do you very much good, does it?
No, it doesn't. So stick to the story and we both win.
Poor Cruz, I can't believe the shame and the embarrassment that I've put him through.
Compared to what he could know, it's nothing.
I don't know how I could have done this to him.
I'm sorry. Listen, you two will get past this. You will. I want you to be happy. I mean that.
As long as it doesn't inconvenience you.
Listen, honey, we're tied together. You keep your head straight and we'll both get out of this fine. And Cruz.
I don't know if I could do it.
No, just coffee, please, Mike.
You know, it ought to be a crime, Inspector. How can a man who looks so bad look so good?
Gina, what do you want?
You look like you might need some company.
Why did you send Eden out to Inspiration Point that night anyway? What the hell was she supposed to see?
I don't think I like your attitude.
You know, if you hadn't have done that, this whole thing wouldn't have happened.
What, now it's my fault your wife's a hit-and-run driver?
What is it with you? I mean, you can't be happy unless you make other people miserable. Is that it? Hey, I'm talking to you. Sit down.
You're a very passionate man, Cruz. It's a shame to waste it on anger.
You know, I know you're more involved in this than you're letting on. You and Keith Timmons.
Let go
I
of me.
did you a favor once, but you mark my words. Your credit with me is used up, Gina. You got that? Now you stay the hell out of my way.
Can I make you some breakfast?
No, thanks.
Where did you go?
I just been out driving around mostly.
Cruz, I don't know what to say. I don't know what I can do.
I sure do wish you would have told me about the accident in the first place. A lot of this could have been avoided.
I didn't want us to end. Can you forgive me?
I can forgive you almost anything if you tell me the truth.
Cruz, I haven't been much of a wife to you, have I?
Let's not get into that. That's not what was important. The thing is, we have to be honest with each other. If we have any chance of making it, that's where it's going to start.
Cruz, I don't want us to be over. I love you.
I don't want it to be over either, Santana, but if I can't make you happy, there's something I can't give you, then I have to know about it.
No, I don't want anyone else. I tried to turn to Keith, but I made a mistake. You're the only man for me. I just want to put this all behind us.
I'd better get rid of you.
Keith came by a little earlier.
What did he want?
He said that he was going to ask the judge for a lesser charge.
Isn't that Julia's department?
Yes, but he said that the both of them were going to make the motion before the hearing. I really think that he wants to help.
The only person Keith Timmons wants to help is himself. Sooner or later, you are going to realize that.
Cruz, I don't want to argue about Keith. I'm just so scared. Will you please hold me? I need you. I promise you I'll find a way to make this up to you. I will. I love you so much. I think the problem has been that I've loved you too much.
I better get that. Darling, please. Just... Hi.
Hi, Cruz. I'm early because Keith and I set up a meeting before the hearing.
Yeah, Keith was already here. He told Santana you're going to try to get the charges reduced.
How you feeling, Santana?
I don't know. One minute I feel confident, and the next minute I feel scared to death. So what happens if the judge doesn't decide to reduce the charges?
We fight the conviction. Are you coming to the hearing?
Yeah, I'll be there. I'm going to clean up first. I'll meet you at the courthouse.
Well, we should get going, I think. Are you ready?
No, in a second. I've got to take a pill first. I feel my allergies coming on. I know that I'll be a mess if I don't take a pill. I'll be a mess by the time the hearing starts.
Santana, a lot depends on how you present yourself in the courtroom
Don't
today.
worry. I've got a lot at stake. I'm not going to let my nerves get the best of me. I'm not going to let this ruin the rest of my life. Our life.
Hi, what are you doing here?
Yeah, good morning to you, too. Is Haley here?
Just missed her. Surprised you didn't run into her in the hall. She just, she must have gone down the back stairs.
All right, well, then I'll just catch her at the studio.
Oh, afraid not. She's covering the hit and run trial today.
You gotta be kidding. What does she know about being a reporter?
She'll do fine. Haley can handle herself. It's about time you found that out.
Don't, please start telling me about Haley.
Ooh, sorry. Still touchy about her?
She's, really staying at the station, isn't she?
She is.
And we'll deal with it.
You will.
All right, just tell her I stopped by, will you?
Okay. Oh, Ted.
Yeah.
Are you real busy this morning?
I don't know why.
I need a favor. I need to pick up something at the store, but my car's not working real well. Can you give me a lift?
You know, actually...
Great. Okay, I will be right back. Just a second.
This is...
Good morning.
If you're having trouble finding a table, I can talk to the maitre d'.
Don't bother. I hate eating alone.
Well, luckily for you, I'm in a good mood.
And right before Santana's little hearing. Well, what are the odds on the outcome?
This isn't Las Vegas, Gina. Whatever's decided is up to Judge Wiley.
After you pulled all your tricks to get her off.
I'm interested in serving justice, no tricks. I am the prosecuting attorney, not her defense attorney.
Sure, and you want to see your girlfriend prosecuted to the full extent of the law, as long as that means she can walk away scot-free without telling the truth.
Could you pass the butter?
She's as guilty as they come.
Could you pass the...
She's not going to get away with this just because she slept with the prosecution.
the butter? Thank you.
If she gets off, it's because she deserves it. Capiche?
No favors, no deals.
You're just a hard-working civil servant. Is that it?
That's right. It's my job to serve justice. I don't cater to private interest. Not yours, not mine, not anyone's.
You can save the campaign speech, Keith, because I wouldn't vote for you if you were running for rattlesnake catcher. I want to see to it that Santana gets what's coming to her. And if she doesn't, I may decide to play judge and jury myself.
It's an interesting thought.
If you don't give her what's coming to her, I may decide to dole out my own brand of justice to both of you. Want to try me?
I've listened to both and I have to agree that there are extenuating circumstances here. I'll consider your request.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Of course, you'll have to make a formal motion in court, and I want to hear Mrs. Castillo's own testimony. But to be honest, I see no reason not to reduce the charges. But I'll only make my decision after the hearing.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I'll see you both back here at 10.
Thank you, Your Honor.
What happened?
Exactly like I said. She all but promised to reduce the charges. You're as good as off.
Thank you.
I told you. Signing that confession was the best move you ever made.
What's all this? Look, Gina, I can't talk right now, okay? I have to interview the DA for the station.
Really? Well, I knew you wouldn't be a receptionist or a gopher or whatever it was forever.
Yeah, well, I'm just filling in.
After they see what good work you do, they'll probably let you run the station. What's happening with Ted?
Nothing, okay? And I don't want to talk about it. I have to get to work.
Well, good running into you. Nick. Hi.
Gina,
You here to take pictures?
it's a hearing, Gina. I'm just here to support a friend, that's all.
Yes, but Eden used to be your friend. You were almost related, as I recall.
Now, Gina, let's be nice, okay?
Well, we all have our problems.
Yes, that's what I hear. I read that you've been poisoning some of your customers.
Leave it to the press to smear an honest businesswoman.
Yes, well, I'm sure you'll survive.
I always do. Let's hope Santana does nearly as well.
Oh, and you're concerned.
You bet I am. She's attempting to raise my little boy. You have not seen what she's been like lately. She's practically schizo. She's up one minute and breaking into tears the next. I see you brought in reinforcements.
Lay off, Gina.
Well, maybe we could subpoena your old driver's ed teacher. That way we could prove you at least learned how to drive or tried to.
Gina, do we have to get a guard to escort you the hell out of here?
Thanks for coming by, Nicky.
Santana, I'm sure everything is going to be okay.
Thank you, Nick. Could you please get me some water? I want to take a pill.
No, Cruz, you stay here. I'll go get it.
Thanks.
I'm right back.
Sure you need one of those? It's going to be over soon.
No, the pills help.
But you just took one at the house.
Maybe she's allergic to justice.
Gina, get out of here! Inspector, you have a call from the station?
Cruz, you're not going to let me go in there alone, are you?
No, don't worry. But whatever it is, I'll have it resent. I'll be right back.
I wonder what they'd consider this evidence. Maybe Exhibit X.
Get away from me, Gina.
This is a copy of your tape. The tape of you and Keith together, your night of passion at the Capwell Hotel. I call it Presidential Pleasures. I think a movie like this needs a cute title.
I thought I ripped that up. Keith had that.
You think I'd be foolish enough to let Keith Timmons get his hand on the only copy? I made an extra one for myself.
Why did you bring that here?
To ensure there's no miscarriage of justice. I know that you and Keith were out at Inspiration Point that night.
No, you're wrong. I was in the car alone that night.
Come on, Santana. I think the judge should know just how close you and Keith Timmons are.
Well, you wouldn't show that in public.
If you come out of this hit and run without a good, stiff prison sentence, I will show this whole tape in the courtroom.
Give it to me, Gina.
No!
You're not going to get away with this. Give it to me, Gina. I hate you. You just stay out of this. I'm warning you. Doesn't matter.
Santana, what in the world's going on here?
Doesn't matter.
Look, I want to help.
Will you just leave me alone? I'm okay.
All right. Here, please sit down. Just drink that.
Cruz, I don't think that Santana's ready for this hearing.
Why not?
Well, the DA and I just had to pull her and Gina apart. She was threatening Gina. It almost came to blows.
What did Gina do?
I don't know.
Let me talk to her. Are you okay?
Oh, why do you let her hang around here? Why do you let Gina hang around here?
What does she do?
Forget it.
No, tell me. What does she do? Santana.
Santana, hija.
Oh, Mama, I'm so glad that you're here.
Of course I'm here.
I'm so scared.
Don't be. The judge will see that it was an accident. I don't care what those reporters hinted at.
Court's ready to convene. Thanks, man. Listen, darling, are you ready for this?
Do I have any choice?
If you're not up to it, we can ask for a postponement.
No, I'd rather just get it over with.
All right, if you're sure you're...
No, will you please leave me alone? I'm fine. I just want to get it over with, that's all. Just let me go in there.
The hearing in the matter of the People versus Santana Castillo will now come to order. Judge Constant Wiley presiding. Please be seated.
Mrs. Castillo, you are charged with what in effect is a hit-and-run accident, a violation of Section 514 of the Vehicular Code. But I have received a motion from the defense to reduce the charges to a misdemeanor. That's reckless driving and endangering the life of another.
Your Honor, let it be recorded that the prosecution concurs with the defense's motion.
I know, and I've read Mrs. Castillo's
Your
statement.
Honor, I'm
Yes?
sorry. I also have a sworn statement
All right, let
from
me see that.
Eden Cathwell agreeing not to press charges in civil court.
Mr. Timmons, I understand that you have an eyewitness for the incident in question?
Yeah, unfortunately, couldn't appear this morning, Your Honor. But here's his deposition. There you go.
Mrs. Castillo, before I can decide whether I'm going to reduce the charges or not, I would like to hear the account of the incident in your own words.
All right.
Please come forward. Here, sit here.
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, would you tell us what happened that night in question? Mrs. Castillo, what happened?
Trying to impress me, it's not working.
Impress you? How am I trying to do that?
Taking me to your sister's restaurant and your family's hotel.
I thought you wanted breakfast. I mean, we can go someplace else.
As long as you're here. Well, thanks again for giving me the ride. The shop said if I didn't pick up the lamp that they wouldn't keep holding it for me. You like it?
Yeah, the lamp, yeah. It's great.
And I can just get my car fixed.
Well, let me take a look at it when we get on back there.
Wait, don't tell me. You had a chauffeur that let you tinker with the Capwa limos?
Forget it. Take it to a mechanic.
I was just kidding. Besides, I know what the problem is anyway. It's a carburetor. All I need to do is boil it out and replace the valves.
You know more about cars than I do.
I've had to know cars. Not all of us have chauffeurs.
Little secret here, Jane. I don't have a chauffeur.
Maybe not. But I'm sure if you ever had a problem, all I had to do is call Daddy's chauffeur and he'd be over like a shot, am I
all
right?
Why don't we just drop this, figure out what you want to order.
All right.
You know, you look nice without him.
Don't say that. I grew up hating Dorothy Parker.
My, what'd she do?
She wrote that nasty little rhyme. Men seldom make passes at girls who wear glasses. And they flunked a grade once because of that. I wouldn't wear them. But I am not out to impress anyone anymore. I even make a point not to be deliberately nice to anyone.
I believe it.
What do you mean by that?
Nothing. You want me to figure out what you need?
Don't you think I'm capable of doing it myself?
I think you're very capable of doing it yourself. I just know what to avoid. And don't let my sister know I said that. She'll kill me.
I've only met her once, Ted.
Well, then I'm safe. So, your parents, they live around here?
My mom sometime.
Where's she live?
Look, do we have to talk about my family?
No. I guess that's the end of that discussion.
Well, it's just that they're not rich or interesting like your family.
What do you say, just a wild idea here, we drop the hostilities. Let's just sit back and enjoy each other's company.
We'll try.
All right. You know, I think you're a person that's got a lot going for you. I sometimes don't think you really realize how much it is.
What gives you the right to sit there and judge me? You don't even know me.
You're right. I don't even know you. And sometimes I don't even know why I try.
Excuse me, may I take your order now, Mr. Capo?
Yeah, certainly. Ladies first. Jane, that's you.
It was very foggy that night. I could barely see the road in front of me. There were no lights along the roadside.
Mrs. Castillo, had you been drinking?
I don't remember. Maybe I had one.
Did you get behind the wheel right afterward?
I didn't feel as if I was drunk. I'm sure that I wasn't.
Were there any other factors that could have distracted you?
Yes.
I'm sorry, would you please speak up?
I had some personal problems. I swear I didn't even know that I hit her. I couldn't leave Eden lying on the side of the road like that.
Mrs. Castillo, when did you discover that you might have been involved in a hit and run?
Well, later on that night when I went to the hospital with my husband, then the doctor said that Eden was going to be fine.
Well, you still had an obligation to come forward.
I know, but I swear I never knew I hit her. Did I say it was foggy out that night?
Yes, you did, and I'm sure it'll have some bearing. Mrs. Castillo, driving in this state is a privilege, not a right, and you abuse that privilege when you get behind the wheel in an emotionally disturbed state.
I know. I know being sorry for my actions doesn't make up for them.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. And you're very fortunate in this case because your victim wasn't seriously hurt. You should be very grateful for that.
Look, I know I deserve whatever punishment I get. I promise you that I've learned from them.
Well, I'll take that into consideration when I review the evidence and the motions presented. Due to the hour, we'll recess for lunch and reconvene at 2.
With all due respect, Your Honor, I have another case on the docket this afternoon.
Well, then I suggest that you postpone it, Mr. Timmons. I do not intend to rush my decision to suit your schedule.
Of course.
I consider this a serious matter. We're not talking about a parking violation here. Mrs. Castillo's actions endangered a life. And before I make a ruling, I want to be very clear and very sure that that does not reoccur, that danger. Do I make myself clear to you?
Very clear, Your Honor.
All right. This hearing's adjourned till 2 o'clock.
Ridiculous. They were both sitting at totally separate tables.
Separate tables. I love that movie.
Oh, you separate? Yeah, that was David Niven. Was he good? Huh?
The first time I saw it, I was just a kid. But I couldn't make heads or tails of it then.
Really, you got something in common there. Something.
I used to try to imagine what it would be like to be one of those women who sat around their evening gowns, living out their charmed lives.
They were all batty.
Yeah, maybe, but those dresses were lovely. I've never seen dresses like that before in my life.
Where'd you grow up?
Shantytown.
No, come on, I'm serious.
Well, how about the Ritz Hotel in Paris? The penthouse?
You gonna be straight with me here?
This is 20 questions.
I don't know. I just want to know more about you, that's all.
Why, don't tell me you're lonely without Haley. What happened to Roxanne?
All right. What do you do when you spare time?
Collect antiques and watch old movies.
Mm-hmm. No special friend?
All my friends are special.
Jane, you just turned very red.
Do you enjoy making a woman feel uncomfortable?
Well, no, not usually.
Actually, I am a princess living incognito in Santa Barbara, trying to understand the California beach culture.
Why won't you talk to me about
maybe
yourself?
someday I'll write my biography and share with the world my exotic and exciting past. But for now, oh, I didn't know it was so late. Look, I have to be going. You stay here and finish breakfast. I'll catch the bus.
No, I'll take you home.
No, I want to pay for breakfast, right?
Don't, you're not paying for
No,
that.
I have
invited
to.
you.
$12.
I'll have the chef's salad with a side of extra dressing.
I'll wait. What, does the competition pay you to eat here?
I love a district attorney with a sense of humor.
I want you to stay away from Santana.
Oh, another knight in shining armor rises to the defense.
I worked very hard to get this case exactly where it is. I don't want you screwing it up.
What did I do? I'm just a private citizen who's interested in seeing the guilty punished. Behind the wheel, Santana's a menace to society.
Listen, sweetheart. Nothing that happens in the judge's chambers is going to get your son back, so cool it.
I think you're just touchy because Judge Wiley won't do your bidding.
Kid yourself, she will.
Dream on. I think she takes a very dim view of unstable drivers who go around picking off innocent pedestrians and not even stopping to check their pulse.
I don't want you near the court building, understand me? I don't want you breathing down Santana's neck and screwing this thing up.
Santana can't take much of anything these days, let alone me. Hope my salad comes soon.
You choke on it. Listen to me. If you do anything to upset Santana, or you change the course of this trial, I'm going to come after you myself.
Is that a promise?
No, it's a threat.
I love it when you get angry. That little vein in your neck starts to pulse, and I begin to see what Santana saw in you. Who thought we'd ever agree on anything?
I could never be desperate enough to look at you twice.
You must be desperate then, because I've caught you looking, and I think you like what you see.
So much has happened since I've left.
Not all of it good, I'm afraid.
It's hard to believe that Kelly and I were planning our wedding not too long ago.
I'm sorry, Nick.
Do you know how she's doing?
Not really.
You know, my whole life feels like it's on hold. I mean, do I wait for her to get better or just give up? I mean, how do I know that she's still going to want me when she's well again? People change. And there's just no guarantee that we're going to get back what we had before.
Life would be a lot easier if we had guarantees, wouldn't it?
I still can't believe this happened to Kelly and me. I keep looking for a reason why, and I'm sorry. I shouldn't be laying all this on you right now. You've got enough to worry about today. Tell me, Santana, she looks like she's struggling just to keep from falling apart.
Well, it didn't help with the scene Gina made in there. I mean, the judge saw everything. I can imagine what she thinks about Santana.
Well, she's acting very strangely. And I don't understand why Cruz isn't concerned at all about this.
He is. If Santana can just hold on a little bit longer until we can get the charges dropped,
I think it's going to be okay.
Santana, hija.
Oh, Mama, you don't have to stay here. You should just go home.
No, I want to stay with you. And don't worry so much. I think the judge understands you didn't know you hit anyone.
Yeah, it doesn't make what I've done right, that's all.
Nobody blames you for what happened, darling.
No, I blame myself.
Even has forgiven you. Try not to worry, sweetheart. Please.
Mama,
Julia won't let anything happen to you.
Will you promise me that you won't let Brandon know about any of this?
He won't, and don't you worry. We're taking good care of him. I know. Why don't I call the house and make sure he's okay, see?
Thank you, Mama. Will you tell him I love him?
I will. I love you too, darling. With all my heart. You remember that.
Mama, I'm so sorry I let you and Papa down.
You could never do that, sweetheart. I'll tell Brandon that you send him a big kiss. Okay?
All right.
How are you holding up?
I don't know if I could take much more of this.
Won't be much longer. I'm sure the worst is over.
I hope the judge believes me.
Well, why wouldn't she? I mean, you are telling her the truth, right?
I've totally lost track of what I was saying.
Oh, you did fine.
Thank you for staying here with me.
Don't thank me,
Cruz,
Santana, please.
We missed it.
We missed what?
Our one chance at happiness. We didn't have much of a chance to start out with, and now there's nothing left at all.
Well, you can't expect to turn things around overnight, can you?
Cruz, I finally had everything that I wanted. I had you. I had Brandon. I guess I'm the type of person that doesn't believe or doesn't think I deserve the best, so I just keep ruining it for myself.
You deserve the best if anyone does.
You promised me. For better or for worse. But I just kept giving you the worst, that's all.
This is hardly...
Somehow I just lost track of everything. I almost ruined my life. I probably ruined yours. Next it's going to be Brandon. I'm just so scared. I just feel like I'm falling down and down, and with nothing to catch me, nowhere to go. I just think I'm going to crash.
You look nice without him.
Just a minute.
This is in the car.
Right, thanks.
All right.
Ted, I'm sorry about walking out like that.
Oh, yeah, it's okay. I mean, I don't know what happened. I mean, if I said something wrong, I'm sorry.
No, just forget it. You want to come in?
Sure. Thanks.
You shouldn't have to put up with my moods.
No, it's like I said, it's okay. Actually, it was kind of nice seeing the other side of you.
We argued, Cowboy.
I know we argued, but it's not like at work. At work, you know, you're prim, the in-control woman. The liberated woman.
I just love being reduced to a stereotype. How would you like it if I described you as some rich playboy who likes to slum around with the common folk, just to remind himself that he's a cut above?
Jane, you really go for the jugular, don't you?
Thank you very much for bringing the lamp. I have some...
Wait. Now, look, you don't have to sit here and hit me with a brick.
Maybe we can talk some other time.
You know, I've been told sometimes that I'm an okay guy.
Which one of your lady friends told you that?
By my mother. Jane, I don't know where you got this impression about me. I'm no Don Juan, that's for sure. I'm just a...
Oh, please, you were just like all the rest.
Now, who is hung up on stereotypes?
Sorry. I just don't seem to be able to say anything right today.
Yes, Jane, I have a lot of friends at school who happen to be girls. That's all they are just friends. Now, that's what I hope maybe someday you and I can become friends.
Right. You just don't let up, do you? I mean, you won't be happy until every girl you know is just falling all over you and thinks you're the most wonderful thing that ever happened.
Now, look, this is not what I'm saying here.
She's probably here anyway because Haley will be home soon, right?
No, I haven't even thought about that.
Come on, I am not blind even without my glasses. I can see you're still in love with her.
Wait, I care about her still, yes.
Right. And I bet you care about Roxanne, too?
No. No, that's over.
Yeah, Ted, I just do not want to be someone that you pass the time of day with until Haley or someone else comes by.
You know, I don't even know why I came here. I should have delivered that stupid lamp by a messenger.
Yes, you can do that, can't you?
Yes, I can, and you know, I'm not going to apologize about it.
Please, would you just leave?
Jane, I'm sorry if we don't get along.
Would you just leave?
All right.
Please.
Sure.
Fine.
Fine.
Cruz, could I talk to you a minute?
Sure, Nick. Excuse us. What's up?
Look, I do not think that Santana should testify again.
If the judge wants her to, she has to.
Cruz, I don't think she can take any more of this.
Look, Nick, I appreciate your concern.
No, Cruz, you're too close to it. You don't see what's happening. I mean, I'm telling you, she is right on the edge.
She's on the edge all the time these days.
Will you do something for me? Talk to the judge. Try to get this postponed, and I mean now.
I don't think this is going to get any easier for her to do, no matter when she does it, man. I think it's time to get it over with.
Are you okay?
Me, I'm fine.
Well, look who's here. Little Miss Hit and Run.
Leave me alone.
Santana, let's talk for a minute. Now, listen, if the judge questions you further, I'd like you to stick to simple answers and don't offer any information unless asked directly.
How much longer is this going to take?
Could be a half hour or 45 minutes.
I'll take you home as soon as it's over.
Oh, good. I don't want to talk to anyone. No matter what happens, I just want to go home.
All right, you ready? I think we should get in there.
Are you coming?
Yeah, I'll be right there. Go ahead.
Continue now. I've had an opportunity to review the case thus far, and I must confess I still have some questions. Would you mind coming forward again, Mrs. Castillo? You see, there are certain points in your testimony, sit here, that I'm not clear about, and I'm afraid that I'm going to have to ask you to go over that night in question again. Are you prepared to do that?
I wasn't going fast. At least I don't think I was. I was driving south and north on Shore Point Drive, and I remember thinking that I hit a pothole or some sort of change in the road.
Mrs. Castillo, in your signed statement, you said you stopped the car and got out.
Yes, that's right. I did, but I couldn't see anything. It was so dark.
But today you said you kept driving until you felt some sort of impact.
I said that I stopped. I did stop. I'm sorry.
Your Honor, my client has been under a great emotional stress.
Yes, I understand.
Then when I found out that Eden was hurt, so I rushed over to the hospital, and I had to make sure that she was okay. I need some water.
A bailiff.
Oh.
Mrs. Castillo, we were talking about when you stopped the car.
I did stop the car. I said that I stopped the car, didn't I?
Mrs. Castillo, have you ever had a dependency problem?
Yes, Your Honor, I do. I'm dependent on him. I'm dependent on my husband for his love. You see, Your Honor, you couldn't judge me any more than my husband already has. Or than she has. Or anyone else here in this room. You see, the game is over, and we're lost.
That'll be all, Mrs. Castillo.
Your Honor, don't you see that I hated myself for being there that night?
Santana. I think that I have some understanding now of the circumstances, and I am not convinced that they are such that no culpability can be assigned to Mrs. Castillo. I think Mrs. Castillo's emotional state, whether or not induced by alcohol or drugs, may have been a factor contributing to the accident. And her emotional state may very well have been within her discretionary control. So, accordingly, I am going to deny the defense motion and order Mrs. Castillo bound over for trial in the criminal court on the original charges. The court date to be determined, but no later than 1 month from this date. This hearing is adjourned.
Your Honor, this is ridiculous. These charges carry a mandatory jail sentence.
Mr. Timmons, I am well aware of that.
Your Honor, in light of the fact that the district
Look,
attorney himself...
I am not going to stand
Will you
and
stop
argue
it?
my decision with
Just
you.
stop it!
You see what...
All of you, just stop it right now! Are you going to send me to jail?
Mrs. Castillo, if the jury finds you guilty...
So I have already made a confession. This whole hearing has been a big joke, hasn't it? This isn't the truth. This is not the truth. This is a lie. I have lied to every single one of you. It's not going to happen anymore. That's the point. I'm going to tell you exactly what happened that night. I will tell you everything. Every single one of you here. I will tell you everything, and then you could decide exactly how crazy I am.